going live on YouTube as well. And as you come in, I'd like to invite you to please presence where you are coming in from again, so we can feel each other. And please mute yourself. Where it's coming from. Thank you so much. So I'm going to open the field with a song that you are invited to sing along with me, muted, of course, that we can create this beautiful prayer field as as everyone comes in. So I'm just going to take a sip of tea. And here we go. Deep peace of the running waves to you. Deep peace of the quiet earth. Deep peace of the flowing air to you. Deep peace of the silent stars. May peace, may peace, may peace fill your soul. Let peace, let peace, let peace make us whole. So maybe, Charlotte, if you can pop the lyrics into the chat. We're going to sing this a few times as our beloveds come in. And just feel the prayer in your own heart for peace within and peace without on this longest, darkest night of the year. We are the ones doing this great work, this light that is being lifted here. Let us begin with this prayer in the form of a song. Deep peace of the running waves to you. Deep peace of the quiet earth. Deep peace of the flowing air to you. Deep peace of the silent stars. May peace, may peace, may peace fill your soul. Let peace, let peace, let peace make us whole. Let's do that one more time. I'm still clearing my morning fog here. With me one last time, lifting our hearts, really feeling this prayer. Deep peace of the running waves to you. Deep peace of the quiet earth. Deep peace of the flowing air to you. Deep peace of the silent stars. May peace, may peace, may peace make us whole. Fill our soul. Let peace, let peace, let peace make us whole. May the deep peace that is fill our souls and remind us that we are whole. Remind us that we are already whole. So good to be with you again. I know yesterday's ceremony was very deep, very already cooking in the alchemy. So for those of you who are with us, I'm so curious if there is movement in the dream time, if you are already feeling more releasing, If there's a word that captures the alchemy or the way you're feeling from yesterday that's come through for you, we'd love to hear that as well. And just presencing all the beloveds here from all over. Beautiful. Thank you for writing the lyrics. Yes, yes. We're about to dive into a very high frequency ceremony. And to create that ceremonial container, I'm going to invite my beloved priest, priestess, sisters, and brother to come and join me. Welcome, beloved Argon. So good to have you here today. Welcome back, Charlotte. And welcome back, Alexis. So we're going to invite you to call in the directions with us through your presence, remembering our agreement to come into empty presence. And anytime you feel your mind wandering, you could bring your hand back to your heart, deepen your breath, come right back. There's even a beautiful, simple mudra that helps us dive right back into this empty presence. I am here now. And as we call in the directions and honor the elements, let us feel how these elements live in us and are part of our being and our world deeply, that we could not be without them. There is elemental magic to be activated as we honor them. They come to assist us. And we begin with a deep breath and closing our eyes. I invoke this ceremony's beginning. Argon, please call in the direction of the east. You are muted, my love.
There you are. All right, beloveds, I invite you to maintain a place over your heart and another one on your belly, your womb. And in our consciousness, we turn to the east and welcome the gate guardians of the sacred direction of the east and the element of air. We call to the energy of the east, of the morning sun and the new day. A spirit of the east and of the rising sun, you are the spirit of new life and new beginnings. We are thankful for the light of the rising sun. Let there be light on the path that we walk. We thank the sacred mystery for how you are revealed through air, through breath and wind. Please, on this day, blow the winds of change, of wisdom, through the wintertime air, like a generational seed that will become planted in the coming months of spring. We bow to the east in gratitude and honor for the cover and quiet, for the inspiration, and for the much needed sacred rhythm of dormancy and dark. We are one with the winds and with the free flying bird spirits. We invite eagle, we invite hawk and dove and the winged ones who fly close to the heavens. We welcome your insight and sharp vision. We invite and welcome all of our ancestors and loved ones who dwell in this direction and ask that they join us and bless our space and ceremony with the energies and spirits of the East. We celebrate today the time of the coming back into being and honor the return of light in its fullness in the East. Blessed be.
Hail, welcome east, welcome air. And now we turn around this directional wheel and we face the direction of the south. And as we bow and honor the south, we welcome you, South Gate place of trust, of innocence, place of heat, of fire, of the earth mother's lava of creation, sacred fires of catalytic movement and awakening. We feel the heat, the warmth, the energy of the Shakti fire in our own bodies. Our own spines awaken to this power of change through catalytic heat, movement, and alchemy. And as we welcome in these sweet fires, we must also honor the greatest blazing fire, our home star, the sun. We are so grateful for your return on this day after this longest night. We celebrate the fire that makes life possible, the light of the sun. And as we breathe in this fire from the above and the great fires of Mother from her belly below, we come into the sacred fire in the center of our sacred heart, the passion, the burning flame of devotion, that which guides us to our full yes, our true heart knowing, the sacred heart's brazier lit bright. And we invoke this elemental angel of fire to sanctify our spirits on this day, to keep our spirits strong and burning bright. We welcome you, South Gate, and we welcome you, sacred fires. Hail. Welcome, South. Welcome, fire.
And now we turn to the direction of the west and the setting sun, the sun that sinks and takes us into the night, this darkest night. And we welcome the guardians and the ancestors of the west. And we welcome the water, the deep, dark depths of the waters that live within us, the receptive nature of feminine consciousness, the fluidity, memnos, memory, mother, water that holds the power to cleanse, to purify, to sublimate. The waters that flow in the dark well of our own being, the waters that hold our grief, that hold our emotions, the waters that take us down deep, inside ourselves, into the well of our own being, into the memory that exists within us. And as we enter this ceremony to meet the Queen of Death on this darkest night, we rest back into the waters and we let ourselves be held as we surrender, as we let go, as we release, being held by the embrace of the water. Hail and welcome, West and water.
Hail. Welcome, West. Welcome, water.
And we call to the direction of the north and the element of earth, calling into the sense of earth within each of our bodies, our flesh, our bones, our structure. Feeling into the earth beneath our feet at this very moment, knowing that we are held unconditionally in love by the Mother. calling in the sense of ultimate abundance and nurturance of the earth, even at this time when the fields lay fallow, knowing that this is the time of rest and renewal. Calling to our allies in the elements of the plant kingdom, the animals, the minerals, the crystalline realms, the fungal realms, and all of our other allies of the earth, seen or unseen. Hail and welcome, North. Welcome, Earth.
Hail, welcome North, welcome Earth. And now we spiral into the center of the wheel and back into the center of our sacred hearts, into that space between this dimension and that which resides beyond the veil of 3D. We invoke and welcome the sacred and mysterious element of Aether, breathing into the center of our sacred hearts, the Akash, Hridayam, Akash, the cosmic heart, through this singularity where we took form in our mother's womb as a soul, and where we will leave this flesh again into the etheric, breathing into the opening that on this day, in this ceremony, we opened the benevolent guides, helpers from beyond the veil, our ancestors who are here for our highest good and awakening, the angelic realm, the ascended ones, the star kindreds, those who are here to guide us through our dreams, visions, whispers, from our extrasensory channels. We open to the magic, the mystery, the archetypal wisdom, and great spirit. We invoke this element of ether to support us, to gather the quintessence, the spark in our heart, where all things are possible. Hail and welcome, center. Welcome, ether. And now, as you are in the center of your wheel of your prayer, feeling each of us like a light node across the face of this beautiful planet, lighting up as an etheric temple, that we hold this frequency for the one. This is great collective work today. Deep breath with closed eyes. Imagining yourself now standing in front of the most beautiful etheric temple, this temple of the heart, of the sacred heart, and this temple of this lesser known archetype, a face of the mother, the divine mother. We begin to walk up the steps together into her temple. And as you rise up the steps, you feel what you bring with you, both the shadow and the light, meaning that which is in your prayer, your consciousness, and that which has been churning and ready for release. And at the gate, you open your eyes gently, slowly, and are met by this gate guardian of emptiness.
I am the gate of empty presence. What would you leave behind so that you may pass through my gate truly empty? Whatever it is that you have to leave behind, name it now in the chat. Dia leaves behind pride. Melissa is leaving worry. Leilani leaves fear. Tiffany leaving behind regrets and fear. Richard's leaving pride. Dana is leaving attachment. Tiffany leaves selfish tendencies. Ellen leaves suffering for others' pain. Nicole leaving self-doubt. Deb leaves solitude. Sylvia says me. Scott leaves overworking. Lauren leaves shock and shame and embarrassment. Nellie leaving limiting beliefs and rejection. Lynn and Leaf leave resentment. Eden leaves any physical contraction in my body, mind, or emotions. Nanda leaves the control of the mind. Tiffany leaves self-doubt. Deborah, doubt. Sarah, guilt, shame, lack, and unworthiness. Michelle leaves guilt. Laurel leaves anxiety. Tiffany leaves self-harm. Janique leaves guilt. Joyce leaves attachment to material possessions and fear of losing everything. Simone leaves the past. Rodney leaves fear and limitations. Selena leaves karmic relationships. Tiffany leaves judgment. Teresa leaves stuck patterns, blocking growth. Corrine leaves sadness of past love relationships. Yolanda leaves reactionary defensiveness. Lara leaves ear pain. Shante leaves everything that is hindering from moving forward. Midge leaves disappointment. Tiffany leaves physical pain. Alice leaves disconnection from source when triggered, guilt, self-sabotage, and the illusion of having to do it all alone. Leilani also leaves self-sabotage. Arami leaves fear of not getting what I desire. Amy leaves abandonment. And Susan leaves mistrust, separation. Corrine, fear of shining out, and Tiffany, ignoring your power and magic. Now feel free to keep leaving things behind, whether that means in the chat or in your own heart. And I ask you, are you truly leaving this behind at this time? Or are you choosing to take this pattern and put it on the altar to be transmuted today? Feel this in your own heart. Welcome.
Thank you, beloved. Blessed be all the releases already in the field. We would like to take you on a journey now through the lens of a very powerful myth. This myth is the oldest myth known to humanity. It was found on clay tablets, 3,000-year-old clay tablets in cuneiform from ruins in excavations in Sumeria, in Persia, ancient Sumeria. So this myth speaks of the goddess Inanna, the queen of heaven. She was the most beloved goddess to the people at that time. And she is directly connected to the third brightest object in the sky after the moon and the sun, and that is Venus. And so much of the world was in a divine feminine spiritual worship in these times. Venus was seen as that bringer of love, beauty, plenty, harmony, all these Venusian codes. And Inanna, the queen of heaven, was, as I said, the most beloved goddess of the people in this time. So I'm going to invite us to feel into the power of myth, not as a separate story that's out there, just interesting or entertaining, but rather as where the myth lives inside of you and where you live inside of this myth, to feel the power of it coming into your psyche and your spirit. And there are opportunities to feel into which characters, which patterns, which aspects are resonating deeply. You remember that we agreed to feel for resonance, for it is through that listening, that level of listening, that energy moves, that you're brought into greater coherent states. And so we feel into this myth. And I'm going to invite us to take it as a journey of embodiment as well. So make sure that you have a comfortable place now to journey inwardly. And I'll ask that you have your water ready for when we come out of that journey. But this will be quite a deep dive. And if you have anything that could distract you, as in notifications, to silence those now, so that you can stay very attuned to the feelings that may arise. I invite you now to close your eyes with me, beloveds, and to begin with your hands of light simply lying open. And if you choose to take this journey lying down, if that is what your body needs, then blessed be. I just invite you to stay wakeful, to feel the breath entering now, preparing the body for this journey, feeling the breath deepen. Let's take 3 deep sighs again together, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Relaxing the body, quieting the mind, calming the emotions again. Dropping any tension out of the physical body. Using the sound of your sigh. One more deep sigh. Beautiful. Keeping the breath deep, belly breaths connected. Finding your attention moving to the space behind your brow, activating the light sensitive parts of the brain, the pineal, the pituitary, the hippocampus. We dive into this luminous space behind our brow, into the eye that sees, the visionary channel. This eye that sees beyond the veil, that allows for images, the light behind appearances. And we find ourselves in a sort of dream kiva in this luminous space. Breathe inside this luminous space and see and feel an aspect of you that is more of your etheric body. And imagining now that this body is going on this journey to these places with these characters. And so from this dream kiva, we leap up into the upper realms, into the higher realms, the stars. And we feel this heavenly realm and the characters that abide there. We find our beloved Inanna, beautiful, starry queen, covered in jewels and gossamer gowns. She wafts through her palaces of starlight, crystalline, and she bestows upon this earth abundance, beauty, love, harmony, plenty. The crops depend on her graces, the births, the fertility. All is well in this time. For thousands of years, Inanna has ruled the heavenly realms. Meanwhile, her shadow twin sister, Erishkigal, has been married off to the Lord of the underworld in the depths, in the darkness of the earth below. Inanna misses her sister. This being said, her life is so full with her duties and tasks that she accepts her departure, and thousands of years have passed since she has last attempted any contact or spoken to her sister. And being a goddess, Inanna has a vast and magical ability to hear beyond the realms. And one day she's awoken by the wails and the cries of her shadow twin far below in the underworld. She feels her pain, her grief, and her suffering, for her consort has passed away. And just feel for a moment Erishkigal's horror to be all alone in the underworld, the loss of her beloved, now tasked with the job all on her own of administering to the dead. Erishkigal is enraged and in grief beyond horror, sorrow, and victimized consciousness, a heaviness that has her stuck in her recycling cries. And these cries go on and on and on. Inanna is feeling them over time, and it pains her. She says to her handmaiden, Ninshibur, "Oh, I feel my sister's sorrow. I feel her grief. I must go to her. I must comfort her. I must let her know she is not alone." And Ninshibur says, "Inanna, you cannot do this thing. No one ever returns from the underworld. Not even you. How could you be sure that you would ever return? The world needs you. You can't go." And Inanna says, "I must go. It is my sister. She needs me. I must go to her." Ninshibur pleads with her queen. What will happen to the crops, the children, fertility, goodness, harmony, goodwill, love? You are needed where you are. The world and the heavens need you. And Inanna says, "I will not be gone for long. If I do not return in 3 days, go to Enki, the god of wisdom and waters. He will know what to do." And so you can feel this despair that Ninshibur is feeling, wringing her hands in worry as Inanna slips down from the stars in her starry form. And she comes lower and lower down within the dimensions of this realm. She walks among us for a moment, and then she finds the first gate, the opening to the underworld, hearing the louder and louder cries of Erishkigal. She comes to the guard, the gate guardian, and he is shocked to see her. She says, "I am here to see my sister. Let me in." He says, My queen below does not let any living being in. I cannot do this thing." She says, "Let me in. I'm the queen of heaven. I demand entry to see my sister." He says, I will relay the message. So down the message goes, deep, deep, down, down into the depths of the underworld, guard to guard. The message arrives to the innermost chamber, to Erishkigal, while she is shrieking and moaning and raging, that Inanna has come to see her. She is shocked, she is angry, she is bitter, and Erishkigal says, make her lay low. Who the hell does she think she is to come here after thousands of years? 1,000+ years that I don't hear a word from her. Fine, strip her bare and lay her low. If she wishes to enter, she must enter like any other soul. And so the message is relayed back up and up to the first guard. He is still surprised and takes the orders, facing the most beautiful goddess he has ever witnessed, covered in jewels, sparkling like the stars themselves. He says, if you wish to enter through my gate, you must remove your starry crown. Inanna is shocked. She reaches up to her beautiful, sparkling crown and feel inside of you, your crown. Feel this place that we hold all our concepts, our ideas, and our beliefs, but feel also the places that we sometimes feel lofty, superior, or righteous, where we crown ourselves as the queen or king of our world from that shadow place. Feel into your crown of arrogance and ego mind. Inanna takes her starry crown slowly off. And as she does, I invite you to feel deeply that which you can in truth release in your life around your sense of separation through your beliefs, through your identity, and the separation into polarity around superiority or righteousness. Really feeling where that plays out in your life. Deep breath as we place that crown down, deeply, deeply feeling which relational dynamics have been hurt by this shadow pattern, feeling the cost of that as you release it now at this first gate guardian's feet. Deep breath as the gate guardian opens the door for you as Inanna to step into the dark, cold, black marble stairway and descend 1,000 steps down, darker and colder with each step, to the next gate guardian who meets Inanna here. If you wish to pass through my gate, you must give me those dazzling earrings, this jeweled circlet around your brow. Give me both of these things. Give them to me now. Inanna, it is a moment where she recognizes her attachment to these things and somewhat reluctantly takes off her favorite, beautiful lapis lazuli and diamond earrings and the diamond encrusted circlet, blue sapphire around her brow. And she hands them to the guard. And as you release with her, we are releasing the way that we see through a lens of what we expect, where we see what we expect to see, where we project and we project that which we expect, our fog over our third eye. And we are releasing the way we only hear what we want to hear or expect to hear, and how hard it is to truly listen. and feeling the cost of these patterns, this ignorance, this darkness as it is shed from our brow and our ears, and we lay down these jewels at the guard's feet. Deep breath as the guard opens the gate and we descend down again, 1,000 flights, 1,000 steps on this flight of stairs into the cold, bitter cold and dark, down to the next gateway. At this gate, the guard demands, "Give me that choker. Give me that choker you're wearing with all those jewels if you wish to enter my gate." Inanna, as us, reaches up to our throat chakras and just feeling the way that we distort the truth, the way that we sometimes omit, bend, exaggerate the truth, and the way that we have used our voices to harm another with aggression, anger, reactivity, or the ways that in our swallowing down of our truth, our withholding, this energy has been crystallized. And taking this diamond choker with the bright blue, green, aquamarine central jewel off of this chakra, we lay it to the guard's feet. We release the pattern of any distortions in the throat, releasing the ways our voices have not been used freely in love and wisdom. Swallowing down, feeling the release, also feeling the cost in your life, the specific beings you may have harmed through your voice or withheld your love from. Feeling that pattern releasing distortions in the throat. The guard swings open the gate and we step down further into the dark depths of the underworld. There is a shiver that runs up our spine as we are releasing that which we have been attached to, that we have known ourselves as Inanna feels more and more vulnerable without all of her regalia, with her adornments. She takes a deep breath and down we go to the next gate guardian, shivering at the gate. The gate guardian says to Inanna, "Give me that emerald gem hanging in front of your heart. Give me that giant emerald now, and all the gold chains around your chest. Give me that." Inanna feels one of her most precious, beloved gems that she, for a moment, fears what will happen if I don't have this powerful gem. I'm so attached to this gem, this sense of who I am as this special, loving being I am. Who will I be without this? And feeling into your heart, feeling into what this gem might also cover over in ways of judgment. I am more special. I am loving. I am more loving than you. Or just pure judgment that coats over the heart in any way. Releasing that emerald gem from the heart, releasing it. Breathing and feeling into this space without the shield, without the coating over, just opening, breathing and releasing that to the guard, dropping it at his feet. The gate swings open and the guard lets Inanna down another 1,000 feet. Now her teeth are chattering, her skin is turning blue. She's feeling, at least she has her beautiful, tight, golden plate, this armor that she wears as like a corset around her solar plexus and waist. And her clothing, at least she has that. She feels somewhat protected. And then, alas, as we arrive to this gate guardian, He demands, give me that golden armor around your body. Give it to me now. She's horrified and feels defenseless without this last hard shell. She unlatches it slowly. And as she does, we feel into our solar plexus, letting your hands of light come in front of your diaphragm, breathing and feeling the places that we defend, protect, react around power versus powerlessness. You can lace your fingers in front of your solar plexus for a moment as if it's your armor, and feeling the parts of you that might be caved in or already blown out, and bringing yourself to center, feeling this opening of your armor, and any parts that might react rather than respond in love are being released now with this armor, laying it down at the guard's feet, and feeling the cost of all that reactivity, power struggle in your life, releasing it, laying it down, recognizing where it's played out, recognizing the cost. Deep breath. As the guard receives this armor, the gate swings open and we descend another 1,000 feet, shaking, shivering, blue-skinned, goosebumps, only wearing a dress, shoes, and this chain around our hips with carnelian stones, wearing this belt around our lower bellies and hips. We arrive to the guard and he demands, give me that chain. Give me that now. We breathe with Inanna as she unlatches the chain. We bring our hands of light to the space under our navel, forming a downward triangle for a moment, our thumbs under the navel, our forefingers towards the pubic bone, feeling this place of intimacy, the sacred inner chambers of our being. Feeling also any distortions in that chakra around sexual manipulation or seduction, or frigidity, shut down, mistrust of intimacy, hardness. Both sides, the repressive or reactive shadow patterns in this sacral chakra, as you release this chain of gold and carnelian stones, feeling the release of old energies and patterns that have played out in your life around intimacy, breathing and releasing, feeling the cost of either your subtle or not so subtle sexual manipulation and seduction, or the cost of your shut down hardness, withholding of your innermost being in your life. Releasing this belt to the gate guardian, the gate swings open. And now we, as Inanna, in this thin gossamer dress, descend the final 1,000 steps down into the depths, hearing the horror and shrieking and wailing and moaning and raging. It's just sending ripples of fear through our body. It's so intense and it's so cold. We get down to the underworld, only wearing our dress and shoes. And the last gate guardian at the giant doors, carved black onyx doors, demands that we strip bare, naked, every last garment dropped, standing now, shivering in the dark, naked. The gate swings open. We feel we have no defense. We feel our identity even in those last garments dropping. Who are we without all of these layers of identity? At the root chakra, we feel this dropping of the ego identity as a separate self for a moment. But there is still a clinging. There is still an I here. As we enter into the scene before our eyes of Erishkigal, her body hunched over the casket of her beloved, wailing and mourning, "Why me? It's not fair. I hate this. It's so horrible." And Nana hears her sister's words clearly now and is racked to her bones with the horror of what her sister is feeling. She runs to her side, vulnerable and naked, but still identified as the queen of heaven. And Nana says, my sister, I'm here now. It's okay. I've got you. Please, it's okay. Stop your crying." Erishkigal ignores her completely. So feeling in yourself both positions in consciousness where you have been Inanna, wanting to change the state of someone's agony and pain and suffering because it feels so bad in your own body, feeling this place you just wish you could make it go away, and feel Erishkigal, deaf to the other in her own sorrow and suffering, feeling the places where you have been in those dark nights of the soul, where nothing anyone can say will change that. And Nana continues to beg her sister to stop the wailing, please. And then she touches Erishkigal's shoulder. Erishkigal turns, whips her head around, and gives Inanna the death stare. And in that moment, Inanna's body falls to the floor, instantly dead. Erishkigal throws Inanna's body on a meat hook nearby and comes back to her wailing and grieving. Just feeling this moment of shock. Nothingness, nothing you could do. You are not wanted, you are not welcomed. They would rather have you dead. Just feel that place for a moment, the full dissolution of the ego and of any trying to do anything anymore. And as Inanna's body hangs there on the hook, we come deeper into this practice.
And it is here that we feel inside our own body, stripped naked, bare, empty, vulnerable. You have shed all the layers of ego. You have become naked. And you are hung. Just feeling this emptiness, this nothingness for a moment in your own body. And it is here that we must meet ourselves. It is here in our emptiness, in our surrender, that we actually turn towards ourselves. Imagining now any time in your own life where you have felt this emptiness, this aloneness, this darkness, where we've had to meet aspects of ourselves. And I invite you to just begin to bring your hands of light and meeting yourself with the deepest, tender self-love. There is nothing left but the essence of who you are. And I invite you to just tenderly just embrace yourself here. To bring your hands and just touch yourself. As if you are anointing yourself. And if you do have any oil next to you nearby, you may take that oil and you may gently rub it between your hands, the bottle, and then place a few drops of oil onto your hand. And if you don't have any oil, you can just imagine an etheric oil, and you bring that oil and you inhale the scent of that oil. And then just bless yourself wherever you feel called, bringing your hands of light and this oil and anoint yourself here in the underworld, in the darkness, in the emptiness. Maybe you take your hands and you just touch your crown, blessing yourself. You touch your third eye, blessing yourself there. And everything you have released. You touch your throat and you bless yourself. Come down to your heart, this naked, raw, vulnerable heart. And you bless yourself with your hands, just meeting yourself. You come down to your solar plexus, bringing your hands with the oil and bless yourself. And then the sacral chakra. And at each time you touch yourself at these points, you remember what you have released, what you have let go of, and you bless yourself with love. You meet yourself here in the emptiness. And then coming down to your legs, the root chakra, your feet. Just blessing and honoring and meeting yourself. And just feeling any times that you may abandon yourself when the darkness comes to us. Any times that we may want to run away. And it is here that we meet ourselves, we bless ourselves, we hold ourselves. It is here that we give ourselves the blessing of self-love.
And as you hold yourself in the stillness, in the darkness, receiving this song, trust my knowing now, even in the dark. I trust my knowing now, 'cause I know my own heart. I know my own heart. Beyond black and white, beyond wrong and right, in the spaces in between, I'll find you there in a field of infinite possibility. I trust my knowing now, especially in the dark. I trust my knowing now, 'cause I know my own heart. I know my own heart. Limitless and beautiful, limitless and beautiful, beautiful light. Breathing into that heart light as Nana has been hanging on this suspended place, this lost place. 3 days have passed. And up in the upper realms, in the heavenly realms, the starry realms, Ninshaba runs to Enki. And she says, Enki, you must help Inanna. It's been 3 days and she has not risen. She has not returned. So Enki, being the god of wisdom and waters, he takes a little bit of dirt out from 2 of his fingernails, one on each hand, and he rolls little balls of clay from under his nails, and he breathes the breath of life on these little clay balls, and they become animated. They become the gala, these little fairies that he shoots down to earth, and down they go, zipping, zipping, zipping past all the guards in the underworld, unseen. They're so tiny and magical. They come to hover at each ear as Erishkigal wails. And as she screams, "It's not fair," they simply repeat, "It's not fair." "Why me?" "Why you?" "I hate this." "You hate this." "It's so hard." It is so hard. And over time, they're mirroring and reflecting back and staying with Erishkigal's pain. Something starts to shift in her consciousness, and her screams lessen, her agony lessens, and the words she speaks change. "Well, I'm still here." "You're still here." "I can do this." "You can do this." Oh, she begins to notice these little, almost invisible allies and their echoes. And as she looks at them, they fly in front of her, and she feels how they have assisted her to shift out of her suffering. And she says, "How can I repay you for your kindness?" And they say, "How about that piece of rotting meat over there on that hook?" And she's like, "What do I care? Take it away." And so the Gala, being magical beings as tiny as they are, they grab Anana's body off the meat hook and they zip, 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 all the way up through the 1,000 feet stairwells and chambers past each guard up to the sunlight. They bring Anana back to the sun. And as the light of the day touches her skin, you can breathe a deep breath with me now. Her breath comes back. And her skin begins to reanimate and the color begins to return. And they fly her directly home towards that star she comes from in the heavens, Venus. And she remembers who she is. This being said, she not only remembers who she is, she returns with so much wisdom, one, no longer simply the goddess of love. She returns to her place now as the goddess of love and wisdom. And she has been alchemized, changed, transmuted the naivete, the self-absorption, the haughtiness of the morning star to rise now as the evening star, a star of love and wisdom. So taking your hands of light in front of your heart, pressing them into namaste, rubbing them together, taking a final moment of self-blessing, bringing them first up to your eyes, lightly covering your eyes, feeling the depths of the colors of the blue and whatever else reveals in the language of light. Bring them slowly over your brow to your crown, as if you are purifying yourself in this resurrection, opening the 2 hemispheres, the right and the left. You can do 3 passes over your brow and crown. Breathing and receiving this blessing down now the base of the skull, letting your fingertips lightly touch the base of the skull, then moving them around from the base of the skull, the back of the neck to the throat. Just blessing this body as the living temple, down to the heart, blessing. Breathing and touching yourself as this embodiment of her love and wisdom, and recognizing that which you have released and that which you are now resurrecting from the dark to the light in your life, amplifying in the light. You can come to stillness with one hand on your belly, one hand on your heart chakra, and really feel that North Star, that prayer in your heart, that yes for your life, not in spite of the darkness, but through the alchemy, the grace that you bring forth now through the suffering, the wisdom one. One more deep breath. And we're very, very gently, slowly going to drop our hands of light into our lap. Let a little bit of light in with a downward gaze, opening your eyes slowly. I greet you back into this time, space, back into this place together. Bowing to you for the courage it takes to feel so deeply. Let us take our waters, and I offer you this chalice as a symbol of the chalice of your being. Drink of the waters of remembrance. Alchemize anything less than love. Drink of the waters of remembrance. transfiguration through grace. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Mother. Thank you, Water. And let's just take a moment very gently. We've been in a very deep space, a very altering space in this myth, living through this myth. I'd like to invite you to share and to share from that place of belly wisdom and heart knowing, to deeply share that which you wish to be witnessed as you come out of this release and this rising back into the light of your knowing, of your heart knowing. Really feel what it is here that is most quintessential and most of your essence to share as medicine for the one in this high holy day. That your light and your shadow are medicine for others as you speak it, as you share it. And at this point, we will take a couple shares out loud. If you are really called to weave your voice into this ceremony, we would love to see you and hear you. So if you're not familiar with how to raise your hand, you scroll down to the reactions in the bottom bar on Zoom, and there's a little arrow pointing up. If you click this arrow, you can raise your hand and you can lend your voice and weave your voice in, practicing that art of quintessentializing. Lauren, beloved, would you like to share? I'm going to ask you to unmute. Yes.
Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for this alchemy, for this invitation. This was a transmutation, absolutely through grace. And I am claiming the blessings of the sacrifice that's no longer necessary, and this union and love. Thank you for this evening star download, and I fully embrace and am ready. And I'm just so grateful. Thank you so much.
You are so welcome. We rejoice in this alchemy with you. Blessed be for the one heart. We are rising together in love, as love, for love. Thank you, sister. Tiffany, would you like to share, beloved? Can I bring you on with me? Yes, welcome.
Yeah. Yeah. Hi. Oh my gosh. I'm just like, my energy is crazy moving over here. I've been tingling the whole time. This has resonated with me in ways that I didn't even think was possible. Just this last week, I have been in a space where I have recognized there's so much that I need to let go of that's holding me back. Like my judgments against people and situations and circumstances, and looking into myself and places that I have been when I have been in those kinds of situations and circumstances, and just to let it go and to come from a place of love, only love, always love. Oh my gosh, and I missed yesterday, and so I really made it a point to be here today. Thank you.
Blessed
Thank you.
be for
Blessings. Blessings.
dissolution of judgment for the one, for the one. Blessed be. And so it is. Such deep medicine. Thank you. Sylvia, do you wish to share, beloved? Yes? Okay. Welcome.
So I'm recognizing that I'm in the Ereshkigal space.
That is powerful in itself, to allow yourself to grieve, to mourn, and to be in the alchemy. And with that recognition, there is grace. It has already begun, the transmutation in grace. We're holding you, beloved, in that journey, loving you exactly where you are, breathing with you today. Thank you for your willingness to share from that place, honoring the darkness, the shadow, and the light. Blessed be, beloved. Thank you. My heart is so full with the energy, and yes, anything else that is coming through in the chat. Let me just take a moment to really feel if there are if anyone else would like to share out loud. You are welcome to raise your hand. Yeah, there's a lot of yeah, there are a lot of beautiful shares. I'm just overwhelmed by the beauty of your shares. Thank you. Leaving all of this behind to grow and thrive, leaving future fear and past regrets, leaving it at the altar, and then dispelling the shame, the feelings of not being quite whole. Whew, yeah, this is an intense story. I agree with you. I know, Selena, this is the story where we all get to feel these positions, these polarity pairs, and ultimately come into union so that we stop projecting out victim perpetrator consciousness in the world. This is the end of war on all scales. This great work, this alchemy, is the place where we become the antidote to war. In small scales, between beloveds, between siblings, between friends, between communities, between countries, it's all the same energy. We are coming into deep self-responsibility and compassion and love, where there's no more splitting, no more shaming and blaming the other. And this is the path of priestess, priest at the highest octave, of way shower, lamp lifter. To do this work is to be a light unto the world in these times. So whether you're still suffering in the Ereshkigal place, or you're lit up in devotion and ready to hold this clearer mirror for the one, all of us are needed to be with our feelings in the alchemy, to be present to this journey. So many beautiful shares. Yes, so much energy moving, powerful, beautiful healing experience, feeling the love. Yeah, the root chakra activation, opening it all up. That's where all that trauma, that victim perpetrator consciousness gets bound up in our fight, flight, freeze, and fawn responses. When we transmute that and come into a deeper grace, a deeper penetration of the soul light, then the heart really leads, rather than that ego root. Kill or be killed is the lowest octave of the root survival mechanism. And that's why this work is so important, more than ever. Whew, yes. Lots of throat chakra releases, tears. Beautiful. Witnessing you, Ellen, choosing to stand in your power, speaking your truth in love, choosing to hold sacred space for others, to stand in their true power for the good of all. Blessed be to the one. Yes, bless. Trish, you're messaging me directly, but I'm going to read Trisha's message. Raw love, harmony, grace of transmutation, readiness to heal, and so it is, witnessing you. Profundity, depth. Yes, Randy, we are in the deep. Yes, Alexis, thank you for that. Faced with forgiving Erishkigal, forgiving the shadow twin within and without in the Hall of Mirrors, the places where we can see there are no others. When we project, you are in the dark, but we do not hold true compassion that says, I am another you. I have been in the dark. I have acted unconsciously. I have used my voice in rage and horror. I have shut my heart in the past. I forgive myself so that I can forgive you. I am another you. That is the medicine right there. So we hold this for the one, forgiving the shadow twin within, so we stop projecting it outside of ourselves. Releasing abandonment. Yes, that's a powerful message. That is the root. That is one of the core samskaric knots in the root, the fear of abandonment and how it plays out in the collective ego and all the ways that that comes up in relationship where we're not present, where we're not in the heart, where we're not in love. When we recognize that we can never be abandoned by our own grace, our own divinity, our own soul, then we stop playing out that anxious, avoidant game, the fear, the chaser runner, the victim perpetrator, all of it dissolves. Blessed be. Grateful for the beings serving as the fairies, mirroring, holding us. The compassion, honoring the present, all of life's gifts, letting go of longing for the past. Beautiful, Crane, witnessing you, opening your heart to love, the inner guidance of the higher self. Alchemy, deep alchemy. Thank you. Maximum gratitude. Back to you, Dia Therese, for being here. The end of war, which is this deeply polarizing game. Whoo! I'm just taking in all the releases, all the blockages in the chakras, releasing the fear, the judgment, and there are some hands raised. So let's honor Susan. I'm going to ask you to unmute. Thank you.
Oh, dear Eden, I forgot what I was going to say, but what seems so marvelous that you're modeling for us is that you're just letting it come through you. So often we feel we need to plan what we're going to say. We need to plan our words. I like the word plans backwards. It's snalp. And I'm sitting here barefoot. I just wanted to encourage people to be barefoot. And here's where I am. I don't know if you can see this. And I'm going to go stand by a tree. And I feel like this is a moment of shift right now that you've helped create, Eden. It's happening right now.
Yes. Aho to that.
The divine feminine. Bless you. Thank you.
Thank you. Blessings to your wisdom and modeling for all of us who are on screens and in our busyness, grounding on the earth. What a powerful homecoming, return to the mother. This whole ceremony is held in this beauty of return to the mother, return to the heart, return to the divine feminine within. And so I ring the bowl to that. Blessed be. So beautiful. So we have a little bit of time left. I do want to read more of your amazing shares. I'm going to probably try to print them later. So some of them are very, very long. So much gratitude, so many releases, so much awareness is coming through. Powerful shares. So as we're presencing all of these shares, I wanted to actually do something really sweet at the very end of this call. We don't have time for any more verbal shares because I want to honor our container. And if you come back tomorrow, this is the culmination, the celebration, the completion, and the full amplification for this next chapter of our lives. It's going to be a very, very powerful ceremony to complete and know the solstice arc is high and strong. We are in the portal of this high holy day through the 22nd. So we are going to close this ceremony with celebration and delight. And before we do, I would like to invite that if this was resonating very deeply for you as something that you want to be deepening with, ceremony, ritual, divine feminine embodiment practices, activations, myths that awaken us to these greater archetypal wisdom teachings, we are setting sail in January in our Mysterium Priestess training. If you are already a lamp lifter, a way shower, and here knowing that you're ready to bring your gifts and your service out to this world as a leader in love, then please visit this link. Charlotte, would you be able to drop that link for everyone in the chat so that those who have not yet, oh, Kim did before she left, she has dropped that just above. So I'm going to put it in one more time here for you to click on this link and visit the page, because the portal is open. The gates are open. And we are lifting the lamp, we are sounding the call, we are feeling who is resonating to journey with us for 13 moons of deep alchemy. And this is not for everyone. It is not for the faint of heart. It's for those who are willing to feel, to integrate, and to face, and to be initiated in those places where they've been stuck, where they've been looping, where they've been suffering needlessly, and it's a readiness that's activated now in you. So it is by interview and application. I invite you to apply as soon as you can, because you'll receive the early bird devotional discount if you do that before the 27th. The midnight on the 27th is where that portal closes. The opening will still be open, but not for that early bird. So yes, for those who know this is your path, so beautiful to be with you. Let's celebrate. What do you say, Charlotte? Alexis, shall we? Okay, so I'm going to invite you to deepen your breath and to stand up even if you can. I'm going to share a song I wrote a while ago that is about alchemy. It's celebrating the alchemical goddess within us that is rising in the world through us. And let's just have some fun. Butterfly wings open.
Like a butterfly in a liquid dream, I surrender to the miracle that's happening. I trust and allow grace and ease, and take a sacred vow to keep opening.
Woohoo! That felt so good. Joy to the world. Oh, that felt so good. Yes. I can see you releasing, yawning, Alexis. You're like, let it go, let it go. Thank you so, so much, everyone. This has been so amazing. We have one more beautiful ceremonial deep dive tomorrow where we're going to take that which we're resurrecting, that light, that North Star, and we are going to amplify it for our lives, for this next chapter, and for the world, for the one. So please come back tomorrow. And my invitation is to still just be with this precious portal tonight, whether you journal, whether you say some prayers into your water before you drink it, before you go to sleep, just to presence the great work that you're doing. Be gentle with your body. If you can ground on the earth, like Sylvia, excuse me, not Sylvia. Who was it that, the names are like leaving me.
Susan.
Susan, I knew it was an S. Susan, thank you for that example. I'm going to do that right after this call. Yesterday, I went and hiked in the forest right after our other call, and I just felt so much gratitude. We are so blessed. And so, beloveds, Charlotte, Alexis, if there's anything you would like to say in closing today, please weave your voices with mine too.
So I just want to add this beautiful reminder that this beautiful song of celebration, that just to remember that when we've shed, there is literally nothing else except the true essence of who we are. And this is the place that ecstasy emerges from. So just the invitation as we go into this dark night to truly rest, but recognizing, letting the release continue. As we truly release all these, there is nothing left except the essence of who we are. And then we get to rise in that alchemical goddess of ecstasy. And so we rise.
Yeah, it is a very powerful portal, this moment, like an acupuncture needle on the planet at this time of year for reattunement. So we join with many around the world and our ancient ancestors on the longest night of the year. You are held, you are loved. We are all here together. And let's lift this to the one heart. So opening our hands of light, lifting it up for the collective awakening. Blessed be to the one heart. Woohoo! Phew! Thank you, everyone. Oh, so sweet.
Will you
Yay.
sing us out again, Eden?
What's that?
Will you sing us out again?
Okay, if you sing with me, but I know you have to mute yourself or it'll go haywire. Here we go. The light is returning. Light is returning. Light is returning. Even though this is the darkest hour, let's keep it burning through the dawn. Light is returning. Light is returning. Light is returning. One planet is turning, making its path among the stars. One people rising, awaking now. Light is returning. Light is returning. Light is returning. Blessings, everyone. Happy solstice. See you tomorrow. Only love. Only love.